last videos, I discussed these things. Now, in this video lecture, I'll discuss the functions. In the functions, first one, I will discuss the introduction. Next one, need for user-defined functions. Elements of the user-defined function. Introduction. In C language, a large program will be there. A large program cannot be understood by the programmer, cannot edit, cannot modify. For that one, can be divided into a series of individual related programs. Can be divided into a series of individual related programs called modules, called as functions. A function is also sometimes called as a subprogram that carries out some specific and well-defined task. In C programming, the functions can be classified into two categories that are standard library functions. Second one is the user-defined functions. Before going to the user-defined function or the standard-defined functions, now I'll discuss what is the need for the user-defined function. When the program size is large or big, the task of debugging, testing, and maintaining becomes difficult. That means if a program is divided into functional parts, then each part may be independently coded and later we can combine into a single unit. These subprograms are called as functions, which are much easier to understand, debug, and test. The standard library functions. The previously I discussed there are the two types of functions, that is the standard library functions and also second one is user-defined function. The standard library function. C provides a set of library functions defined in standard libraries. They have predefined code. They can just be used wherever needed by just including the library in which they are present and writing or calling it with needed inputs or parameters. The examples: the printf, scanf, strcat, strcmp, strcpy, strlen, str, gets chr, gets puts, gets ch, puts char. These are the functions. These are the standard library functions. When you are using the standard library functions, how to include the header files. Depending upon that particular functions. The header files are the C-type h, math.h, stdio.h, stdlib, string.h, and also time.h. Now, previously I discussed the str, ports, and also strlen, strcmp, strcpy. These are the functions, the standard functions, the standard library function. How to include this string.h. In flowchart, How to represent the functions? In flowchart, we can represent the sub-process. That is the sub-process modes. That is the rectangle shape with bars on the sides. One line out. Used to include a predefined process. The elements of the user-defined functions. The three elements that are related to functions are function definition, function call, and also function declaration. Function definition, function calling, and also function declaration. The function definition means is an independent program module that is specifically written to implement the requirements of the function. In order to use this function, we need to invoke it at a required place in the program and is known as function call. The program that calls the functions is referred to as calling program or calling function. The calling program should declare any function that is to be used later in the program and is referred to as a function declaration. The function definition also referred to as a function implementation. The following elements will be there. That is the function name, function type, the list of parameters. Function name, function type, the list of parameters. This is the function header. The function body, local variable declaration, function statements, and a return statement. See here the general format of the function definition. Function type, that means how to use the any data type, that is the integer, character, or the float. That means return type. The function name and also parameter list. The local variable declaration, the executable statement. Return values and their types. The return statement can take up one of the two forms. Return, nothing, there is no return. Return, only return, or return expression. The plain return does not return any value. The plain return does not return any value. Suppose, for example, if error return, it is not reporting anything. The second form of or return with expression return value of the. Here the snippet int sum, int x, comma int y. Now this is the function type, that is the data type, that is the int. The function name is sum. The parameters int x and also int y. Int add, that is the local variable, add is the local variable, add was to x plus y, and add. Or we can use the without return add, directly we can use the return x plus y. That means there is no use of these two lines. Directly I can use the return x plus y. Directly I can use. Now, see this one flow chart. Start, input AB. The function name is the add a comma b. The add a comma b, it is calling this one. Int add, int m, int n. Sum equals to m plus n. Return sum. Sum is going to here. Now that particular value will copy to the sum output of sum. See here, The compiler start from here. The compiler start input AB. When the subprogram, that means function is that the sum add a comma b, the compiler jump to here and executing this function body. After execution of function body, come back to the main program, that is the main here sum, and also is given the result. The sum is copied to the whatever the value is the return, that will copy to the sum, the output of the sum. See here, sum equals to add a comma b. Add, generally here in the case of the main function calling, we are writing like this one, sum equals to add a comma b. Add int m in the case of the function body, add int m int n. This a and b are the actual arguments, a comma b is the actual arguments, m and n is the formal arguments. The m and n get their values from a and b. M and n are the formal arguments, a and b is the actual arguments. The m and n get their values from a and b. See here in this program, to find the sum of two numbers using function, simple program. Int a comma b, int add int a comma int b. This is the function declaration. Printf scanf, the sum add a comma b. This is the function calling. This is the function calling. When called, automatically goes to the, this is the function body. This is the function body. Int add int m comma int n. A and b is the actual arguments. These are the formal arguments. The value of the a and b will copy to the m n. Int sum equals to m plus n, written sum. Thus, whatever the value is there, that particular value will copy to this sum. That means here in this program, this line is the function declaration, this is the function calling, this is the function body. When the compiler comes to here, after executing this particular line, compiler jumps to the function body. After completion of the function body, comes back to this particular line and executing the next line. Thank you.